Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. Look at my background. It's a semi-cloudy day here, and it's just great to be in the country. It's fantastic. Today, I'm going to be starting a series. And maybe you can come along with me. You can share with the subject I'm going to talk about. I am talking about the albums that changed my life. So this video will probably be short, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And for each of these videos, I'm going to share one record that completely changed me. And today's record, hope all of you are doing fine. Today's record is Barbara Acklin, 7 Days of Night. I was in the process a few weeks ago of purging some albums. And there are some records that I just could not sell. And this was one of them. And the reason why this album changed my life is because it was the first record that I remember holding and falling in love with. I'm going to say that again. It was the first vinyl record that I ever held in my hand and placed on the turntable. And the first song on here is called A Raggedy Ride. And then the second one is Go With Love. Now, Go With Love was the first song that I remember crying to as a little boy. Such a beautiful song. Now, Barbara Acklin, if you don't know, and I have my little cheat sheet here. Barbara Acklin was born in February on the 28th in 1943. And she is, of course, an American soul singer and songwriter who was most successful in the 60s and 70s. And her biggest hit as a singer was Love Makes a Woman from 1968. As a songwriter, she is best known for co-writing the multi-million selling Have You Seen Her song in 1971. She wrote that with Eugene Record, and he was the lead singer of the Chi-Lites. So she helped to write the song, Have You Seen Her? Tell me, have you seen her? You know, that's the wrong octave. Let me go up high. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Man, what a beautiful song. And she was born in Oakland, California. And let me see. She had begun recording a new album in 1998 when she fell ill and died from pneumonia at the age of 55 in Omaha, Nebraska. She is survived by her son, Marcus White, her daughter, Samota Acklin, and her godson, Elliot Myrick. And 7 Days of Night, I see here, was in the year 1969. So here's the great story about this album. And this is not the original album, of course, but I remember going online and finding this again brand new. It was sealed and I just couldn't make myself sell it. I just couldn't. So I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was born in 72. So my dad had a big console vinyl record player with an 8-track cassette and FM, AM radio. And when he would go to work, I would find this record in his little section of records. And first of all, I was just captivated by the colors and pink and blue. And it's such late 60s, 70s vibe, isn't it? And she reminded me of my mama, because my mama had hair like this when she was younger. It wasn't a wig, it was real hair. And it was just beautifully curled. I said, she looks like my mama. So I would take the record out because I remember seeing how my dad used to do it. And with these console vinyl tables, you know, you could set the record in a certain place and put some handle on it, and it would be a magnet to hold it. And then you'd push start and the record would drop. The needle arm would rise. The needle arm would rise and go to the first track. If it's a 33.5, it wouldn't go so far, and it would get on the first song. It would land on the first song. And I didn't want to hear the first song. I wanted to hear the second song, Go With Love, on side 1. And I would get so mad, and I never understood why come the needle didn't go to the song that I wanted it to go to. You know, this is a 4-year-old mind thinking. So I did something that was very, very wrong. I went ahead and pushed the needle toward the second song. I knew what it meant to go to the second song. And when I did that, the needle arm popped out of its place and wires sprung up from the back. And the needle skipped across the record. And my mom was in the kitchen. My dad was at work. And my mom said, "What did you do?" And of course, being the child that I was, and probably still am, I told a little fib and said, "I don't know what happened." All of a sudden, the arm just went cuckoo, something like that, I said. And Mom said, "You have broken your father's turntable. He's gonna whoop your ass." And she didn't do nothing about it. She just left it to Dad. And I was so scared. I remember crying. And I had to wait all that time for Dad to come home from work because he came home late at night. And I was thinking, what is he gonna do to me? I remember trying to put some dishes in my underwear, a big hard plate behind my, in my underwear. I said, "Tavis, you can't go around like this all day with a plate in the back of your booty. Your mama can see what you're doing."
John, don't be too severe.
My dear, the guilty must suffer. Son, this will hurt me more than it does you.
That's what they all say.
But I don't even remember what happened. That's probably how bad it was. So let's skip a few more weeks down the line. My dad got the stereo fixed. Guess what I did? The needle didn't go to the right song, and I pushed it again, and it broke again. Mama said, "What did you do this time?" I said, "Mama, I broke it." Daddy did not fix that turntable. He said, "If you're gonna keep breaking it, I will not fix it." So I could never listen to this song again. I could never listen to this album again. I was so sad. That was probably the worst punishment. I would have taken the whooping over not getting the record player fixed. But years have passed, and I come to find out that that stereo that Dad never fixed, he brought it back to Oklahoma where he originally lived, because this took place in Wichita, Kansas. And he gave that turntable unfixed to my mom's sister. And I went to visit my mom's sister one day, and I said, "That table looks familiar." And she said, "I think this is a table that your father brought home from Wichita, Kansas to live here in Oklahoma, and I wanted it." I said, "Is that the turntable that I broke twice?" And I opened it up, y'all. It was still in the same condition as it was when I broke it the second time. This album, it changed my life. First of all, it taught me not to mess with other people's stuff. And I also fell in love with music, with this record. If you've not heard Go With Love, it kind of has this Dionne Warwick feel. If I'm not mistaken, Dionne Warwick did the song as well. and it was written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. And most of this music is written by Burt Bacharach. But I wish Barbara Acklin would have gotten more accolades for her work as a singer and songwriter. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But I'm going to give her props now. This is Miss Barbara Acklin, 7 Days of Night. Some other great songs on here are Am I the Same Girl? This Girl's in Love with You. My mom just loves Just Ain't No Love. Kind of a gospel feel. Has an organ in it. I definitely recommend listening to this. Listen to it on YouTube, everyone. So this is my first album in a series of the albums that changed my life. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And as always, with music, be inspired and stay inspired.